Welcome to McFarland's Corner. I'm Michael McFarland, the Lake Fork Guide. I'm going to give you the first rundown for the week of the 14th, July 14th. Now, I didn't fish yesterday, Monday, but I kept water levels for you. We ended the week last week at 402.73 Saturday. Monday morning, 402.66. Today, 402.63. So we're back to falling. That's about an inch in 2 full days. Well, since Saturday. It's not much. So in essence, very stable. Water clarity, 1 to 2 foot visibility. I've been saying 1 to 3 foot. They're starting to change just a little bit. The water's getting hotter, as you're going to see, as it does. It begins to turn a little more brown. Still a combination of Lake Fork green and brown. Most definitely the backwaters are getting dirtier, unless you're around vegetation, okay? And it's really just bacteria and summer heat, summer sloppy, dirty water. So the visibility's going away just a little bit, and that's okay. Thermocline is beginning to build, finally. Man, it's mid-July, and the water temperatures are 86.3 in the morning, 87.1 at the end of the day. That's like a month behind. And that's okay at this point. These water temperatures getting close to more to where they should be, 87 at the crack of dawn, 90, 91, 92 at the end of the day, makes a fish feed. They feed a lot more frequently, and they eat multiple times during the course of a day. So 86.3 this morning, 87.1 at lunch when we came off. Remember, I only doing half-day trips right now in July. It's just too hot. Don't want to take anybody's money and make them sit there after lunch and do nothing but melt. These fish don't bite really that well in the afternoon. Sometimes they do with the wind and whatnot, but it's not like a river system where you can go out there and beat them up all day long, at least for me. Remember, there's always more than one way to skin a cat. All right, so that's the details of the lake. Fishing was awesome this morning. Remember when I left you last Saturday that we were kind of in the bad mood, and it was close, meaning the 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. was when those fish were feeding in the majors and minors of the day. The majors and minors fell in places where a morning bite was not good. Timing wasn't good. Well, that's changed now just a little bit. All right, and we got to clip a little piece of that feeding window this morning. From 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., it was game time. They were eating the Santone football jig, and we caught them. We caught them good, and they kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Throwing them on, as you know, my signature rod from Real Time Rods, the Bushido MB 7'3", 1530. Right, that's a 6-power rod. I've added all the McFarland signatures. Gives me the extra casting distance, the smoothness, the micro guides, and the titanium tip that you can't bust out. All right, I put the 8.3 Tatula, Daiwa Tatula, the 100XS. This is small, light, 20-pound fluorocarbon, and I pretty much lock that drag down where when you set the hook, it just slips just a little bit, just barely, on a big fish only. Okay, you can see, I can barely pull that drag. Okay, we lost a fish today that was pulling drag. I mean pulling drag. There's been no fish yet this year on that 6-power rod that's pulled drag. So you never know until you see it. Jig did pull 3, and it did come back with some meat and a scale on it. So catfish don't have scales. We were catching them good, and this big bite came from the same exact location that all the other fish came from. So kind of a heartbreaker this morning. A heartbreaker that wasn't on Heartbreak Ridge. All right, guys, coming for the Mega Bass. I hope they host it. Rumor is they're talking about canceling it. But if you are, man, this thing still can be won. It's still going to be won with a big over. due to the fact that the water temperatures are just finally getting real hot. We're just finally getting a thermocline. In other words, everything's cooler than normal. The fishing is going to be a little better than normal for the middle of July. So expect quite a few fish to be caught. There should be some good unders caught. The unders will be caught from the shallow water, from the docks, and from the backs of the creeks where there's good vegetation, lily pads, and grass. All right, little bit of schooling topwater down south. Again, mostly unders. The big fish are deep and/or timing when they feed on these shell beds, flats, and feeding grounds. So, guys, that should help anyone coming for mega bass if you're going to be pre-fishing. The jig's the best bite, but I am throwing big worms and a few other baits. If you'll look at some of the past rundowns, you can see what those were. Thanks, man, for watching. I'm Michael McFarland, giving you a Lake Fork rundown.